to HighKey Creative Thinks. Today, we thinking. We're speaking, but we're thinking. We're here where we don't rush the truth, man. You know how I say it, we let it land, we let it arrive when it's ready, slightly. All right, man, before we actually get into, what we're going to get in, today, man, let's just talk for a second. I need you guys to really arrive with me today. Not scrolling, not half listening, not waiting for the next sound bite. Let's lock in. Just be here with me for a while. Let's talk. Because what we're talking about today doesn't live in your head, it lives in your chest. There's a version of you watching right now that nobody ever checks on. The one who holds it together, right? The one people call when things fall apart. The one who knows how to survive but hasn't had much practice being soft. And if that's you, this is not random and you did not just end up here. This is by divine choice, absolutely. So let me say this slow. Most people don't need another year. They need release. They don't need new goals. They need new questions. Because if you're asking yourself the same shallow questions, you'll keep building the same life with different dates on the calendar. So today, tonight, whenever you're seeing this, at what moment, we're not fixing anything. We're listening, right? We're listening. So look, here's the first question that changed me. Who am I when nobody needs anything from me? And I want you to sit with that for a second. I'm not who you are at work, not who you are when people are watching you, not who you are when you're being useful, right? Not who you are online, who you are when the phone is quiet and the room is still and there's no one pulling on you. And a lot of us don't know that's not because there's nothing there. It's really because we've been overdrafted by expectations. We've been praised for being dependable, right? But never asked if we're okay. We've been rewarded, right, for being strong, but punished for being honest. So we learn how to be needed before we learn how to be known, you understand? And somewhere along the way, being needed started to feel like love. But listen, if the only time people show up is when you're carrying something for them, that's not love. That's convenience. And when you were not put on this earth to be a tool. Nobody was. Sit with that. Second question, and this one's a dangerous question. If you're not ready to be honest. So this question goes a little bit like this. What do I want that I've been too afraid to say out loud? Not what makes sense, not what sounds humble, not what keeps everybody comfortable. What do you want? The thing you think about late at night, that thing, and then immediately talk yourself out of it. Think about that. The dream you downplay because you don't want to seem ungrateful, right? The desire you keep spiritualizing away because wanting it would mean changing something. Now, here's the truth that nobody ever taught us. Wanting doesn't make you selfish. Ignoring what you want is what makes you resentful. Desire is information, right? It's your soul tapping on your shoulder saying, hey, that ain't it, twin. And if you keep silencing that voice, right, it doesn't disappear. It shows up as burnout, right? It shows up as irritation, a feeling that you're trapped in life. That looks good, but feels wrong. So say it out loud. Even if your voice shakes, say it out loud, man. And then there's a third question, and this one costs us the most. What am I willing to release to become who I'm becoming? Man, sit with that. And let's dive off into that just a little bit, right? Because becoming requires subtraction, and you can't carry old versions of yourself into new seasons. That ain't it, twin. You know what I'm saying? Pop in here. But look, what I'm saying is you can't carry old versions of yourself into new seasons and expect alignment. Understand? Some habits protect you once, but now they're heavy. So some relationships were necessary, right? But now they're expired. That's over. Some stories you tell about yourself that kept you safe, but now they're keeping you small. Release isn't failure, man. Release is a graduation, and a graduation to the life and to the spot that you want. You're not losing anything real. You're making room for what actually fits. And I know letting go is scary, but holding on to what's already gone, yeah, that's heavy. So if you feel emotional right now, that's okay. Because that's not weakness. That's truth brushing up against your nervous system. Just breathe. You don't got to figure everything out tonight, today, this hour, this minute. But what you do have to do, you do have to stop lying to yourself, because the year is going to end either way. You only got a couple more days, and the only question is, do you walk into the next one lighter or just older? Sit with that. And I want you to sit with this. You don't need to be fixed. You don't need to be healed all at once. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be honest about what you're carrying and brave enough to put some of it down. We're not here to perform. We're here to become. Take a breath with me. Thoughts that you sit with.